Hello，你好，Welcome back，欢迎回来。Wisdom Wednesday with Johnny Tiger on November 24th, 2021, Wednesday. Now, by the time most of you get this, it will be Thursday, and it is American Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving once again to our American viewers, audience, friends, members. Hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Lots of joy with your family and friends. Today, I want to give you a brief tour of a Chinese person's soul. Yeah, I know it is not Soul Search Sunday, but we're going to talk about soul or spirit or whatever you prefer to call it. Because unlike the more traditional, conventional belief uh, that most people think that, some people think we don't have souls or spirit, but in most cases, it's depicted that each person only have one soul. When you die, your soul depart your body and go wherever you need to go. That is the most conventional, you can say, Western belief. However, if you get into Chinese culture and talk to Chinese people, you may find yourself surprised that Chinese people believe, uh, or at least many, the majority of Chinese people believe, that there is more than one spirit, more than one soul in the human body. The human body, according to Chinese religion, according to Chinese mythology and folklore, is like a bit of a uh, shared housing, and there's all kinds of characters living in it. So today we're going to take a quick look at it. Now, before we go any further, commonly the spirit, the soul, in Mandarin is called lin hun, Ling, lin, and hun, Hwun, lin hun. Um, Now, that is the most common way of calling the spirit or soul. But as you will soon find out, that Lin and Hun are actually two different things, two different entities. So, pull up a chair and let's do some soul searching, literally. Depending on which part of China or which part of Chinese culture you come from, Chinese people believe that a human body hosts either one or two or three or, get this, 10 spirits. Now let's look at them one at a time. Uh, People who believe that there's only one spirit, that spirit is called Lin, Ling, Lin. To put it simply, that is like your conventional soul or spirit. Uh, when you die, that Lin leave your body and go either to the heaven or go to purgatory or hell or wherever Lin would go afterward. Some people believe in Taiwan, people believe that Lin reside in uh, the urn or the ashes are held in, or the Lin would live in the grave where you bury the body, or sometimes the Lin would live in your home. If you have a place of worship where you have a photograph and plaque where you worship the ancestors or the dearly departed, that's where the Lin will reside. So everything you do in your home, everything you say, the lin of your ancestors will be right there to hear you, and sometimes they will even help you solve difficult issues. So this is the one spirit belief. Uh, lin is the one spirit. Next, there's a two spirit belief. Uh, two spirit belief. People believe, some Chinese people believe that there's two types of spirit in the human body. One is the yin and one is the yang. Uh, the yin spirit is called po, uh, Pwo, po, and the yang spirit is called hun. So usually when people say their spirit in this context, they will say huan po, huan po. That's to say two different types of spirit. One is positive and one is negative. One is the light and one is the dark. Uh, so in this situation, Chinese people believe, those that believe that there's only two spirits in the human body, they believe that when you are first born, when you're first conceived, actually, you start with the more bestial, the more animalistic, the more savage, poor, the negative. And then as you get educated, as you get brought up, as nurture take over, you develop a gentler soul. And this is called hun. So in a person, in each person, there's a positive and a negative. There's a light and a darkness. And that's the Huan Po. That's a two spirit series. Uh, there's another branch of Chinese people that believe that no, these people are wrong. There's actually three spirits in the human body. There's a Lin and there's a Huan and there's a Po, but it got nothing to do with negative or positive. The three spirits reside in three different dimensions, in three different reality. So when you die, your lin will stay in your home with your family, and your huan will go into your grave or your wherever your body end up being, and then your po go on to the afterlife to get punished or rewarded as karma takes its toll. So the three spirits each go its separate way after you die. And this is used to explain how is it that people believe in reincarnation. After you die, you're supposed to reincarnate and go on your afterlife. And yet people still worship and pray to their ancestors that and think that their ancestor can hear them. But because when you really think about it, that doesn't make sense. If your ancestors have gone on to reincarnate, then there's no point praying to them because they're gone. They turn into something else. They are not going to hear you. So there is some merit to this belief that no, there's three spirits. One stays here, and the second one go to where the body lies, and the third one go on to be reincarnated. So this is a three spirits, three souls series in Chinese religion, Chinese folklore. The most common and the most often heard, however, now we are getting into some serious, crowded living situation, because the most commonly heard and has been written this way ever since 6th century BC is that human beings have 10 spirits. 10. Just imagine that. Rather than just one soul, one spirit, you have 10 of these guys living inside of you. Uh, there's belief that there's two types. Still, we are dealing with the Hun and Po. Uh, and there's each person has three Hun and seven Po living in their body. It is said that Hun are more fleeting, more ethereal. Many people believe that when you sleep and you dream, it's your Hun leaving your body and gone on to some adventures on their own. So Huan are more fleet-footed. They can actually leave your body. And so people can actually survive without Huan. However, it is said that if you lose all three of your Huan, then you are going to essentially be comatose. You won't wake up until at least one of the Huan come home. Poor, on the other hand, is more singular. There's seven of these guys, and they stay put. They don't go away. If you lose your poor, then you will start to basically your bodily function will start to shut down. Like if you lose one paw, you will stop eating. You lose another paw, you'll stop sleeping. You lose another one, you will stop drinking. And by the time you lose all seven of them, you die. Right? So Huan can feel free to step out and go wander around once in a while, but poor, no, they have to stay put. uh, Many people that say that when people get into an accident or violent encounter and they are traumatized or they suffer PTSD or they are comatose, this is because during the incident they lose either one or more of these Huan or Po, and these Huan or Po cannot find their way back. That's why the person is psychologically, mentally damaged. The three Hun represent the three obligations a human have. The first Hun, the first uh, soul, soul number one, let's say soul number one, uh, represent your duty to your country. Huan number two, soul number two, is represent your love for your parents, and Huan number three, soul number three, represent your loyalty towards your friends. So these are the three Huan. They represent the three obligations that we have in this lifetime. The seven poor, these more steady, these guys that stay home have to stay home. The seven poor represent the seven emotional states that we have as human beings. So poor number one, spirit number one, represent your joy. Poor number two, spirit number two, represent your anger. Poor number three, uh, represent your fear. Poor number four represent your sorrow. Poor number five represent your worry. Poor number six represent your grief. Poor number seven represent your fright. When you are being frightened, when you are shocked by something, when something jump out at you and you go whoa, all right, that's poor number seven doing its thing. So all seven of these are more home-bodied spirit. They represent each one of our emotional states. It is also believed that when a person dies, not all the Hun and Po will leave at once. So this is sort of tied into in the ancient time. Sometimes people talk about someone who was dead but was able to be brought back alive, uh, whether through science or magic or whatever people choose to believe. Uh, but this is said because some people were able to, through some means, with some medicine, with some ceremony, call the Hun and pour back into the body and restore the body to life. So when you die, it is said that all three Hun will step out, they'll leave together. And then every 7 days, you will leave, one of your poor will leave. So this is to say that within 49 days, within 49 days, if someone is able to restore your Hun and poor, then you might be revived. After 49 days, all your 10 spirits, all your 10 souls are gone. Then you're gone. That's it. There's no calling them back. So this is why in traditional Chinese funerals, uh, they observe the dead. They will do ceremonies and different uh, summonings and uh, prayers for 49 days straight because they believe that within the 49 days, some of your spirits are still in the body, they're still hanging around. Now, this already sounds like quite a jumbled, chaotic situation inside a person's body. Like we have up to 10 spirits living in there. But this is not all. Uh, it is said that every person's body hosts a little deity called 山石神. What is a 山石神? Well, if you want to force a translation, it translates to something like God number 30. A God number 30. So we just call him number 30 because 山石神 is not really a god. He is a deity that is somewhere between a god and a demon. Uh, Not quite a ghost, not quite a spirit, not quite a true god. Uh, so, number 30, 山石神, also resides in human body. Okay, so there's only one 山石神, but it is able to possess everybody. Like it is part of every person. Uh, what does number 30 do? What does 山石神 do? Well, I'm sure you guys seen it in movies where in Western Christian belief, they have this little demon with a pitchfork that sit on your shoulder and kind of whisper in your ear that lead you to do bad things and make you do mischief or evil things. Uh, and then after you do that, it's kind of like an addiction. You do it once and then you do it more, and then gradually you lose your soul to the demon. Right? That's how it's usually portrayed. Okay, 山石神, number 30, God number 30. He's kind of like that. He is the one single entity responsible for whispering, luring, tempting people to do mischief. 山石神 will not force you to do mischief, but 山石神 is that temptation, is that little voice in your head that said, hey, this guy dropped his wallet. No one's seen it yet. I can pick it up and put it in my pocket. No one would know. 山石神 is that voice that whisper in your head that says, hey, someone just said something nasty about me. I should go beat them up. So 山石神 is this little entity that sits in your heart and tempt you to do something naughty. But that's not it. That's not all. Okay? After 山石神 successfully tempt you into doing something naughty, 山石神 will zip up to the heaven, going to the Jade Emperor himself. So for those who don't remember, Jade Emperor is basically the ruler, the king of gods in Chinese Taoism belief. It's about the same status as Lord Buddha in Buddhism. Uh, the Jade Emperor is the guy up there that kind of sit in judgment of uh, what need to be done, not just to people, but to everything in the world. Right? So when 山石神, number 30, tempt you into doing something naughty, finally, you take the wallet, you put it in your pocket. 山石神 will zip up to the Jade Emperor and tattletale. Uh, hey, there's this guy, Johnny Tiger. Right? He always steal people's wallet. I saw it myself. He took someone's wallet and put it in his pocket. So Sanshisen, number 30, go up to the heaven, and Tattletale whisper in the ear of Jade Emperor, who did what, who did to this, who did that, all the naughty things that he tempted people into doing. And the Jade Emperor would get very angry, and uh, the Jade Emperor told Sanshisen, this is how the legend went in the beginning. It was said that the Jade Emperor was so angry with the mortal world after hearing all these naughty deeds that people were doing. So he told San Shisen, I want you to go back down to the human world, and because you are my witness, you've seen all these people do these things. So everyone who do naughty thing, I want you to spin a spider web on their door. On the first of the new year, I'm going to send my executioner down to the mortal world. And that is how these people can be identified. Anyone who have a spider web on their door will be executed. Oh, that makes San Shizhen, number 30, very, very happy. He went back down to the mortal world and he started leaving spider web in front of every door. Now, another god, the stove god. We talked about the stove god before. The stove god is the god that is in charge of your kitchen, your fire, your firewood, your food. Every time you cook, you're paying homage to the stove god. Uh, the stove god is a good god, very kind, very merciful. The stove god heard about this, and he was very disturbed. He said, "No, we can't have this because everyone's going to get executed for no good reason other than this god number 30 wanting to be a pest." Uh, so the stove god started appearing in people's dreams and telling people uh, prior to the new year, you guys need to do a massive house cleaning, make sure there's no spider web anywhere. And this, my friend, this is why Chinese people always have a massive house cleaning, an entire day of house cleaning right before Chinese New Year. And so no one will have a spider web on their door. So when the Jade Emperor's executioner show up in the mortal world, he looked around, and hey, everyone's good. There's no evil person because there's no spider web. The executioner go back up to the heaven and report to the Jade Emperor. No, everything's fine. Everything's cool. There's no spider web anywhere. So that means everybody's good. And the Jade Emperor will forget about this for a little while until next time the Shan Shi God number 30, come and tattletale again, and the Jade Emperor will tell him, okay, well, you go mark these doors with spiderweb, and we'll do something about it. So Chinese people became very big on cleanliness, just to make sure that we never have spiderweb hanging out our door, because we don't want the executioner from heaven to find us and punish us. So that is, of course, a little fun folklore, little fun fairy tale, religious story to encourage people to be clean and to get rid of spiderwebs. But I hope that was at least a little bit interesting, and uh, hopefully after this episode, you gained a little bit of understanding of just how different Chinese people view the subject of spirit and soul, or should I say, spirits and souls. Thank you for checking out today's Wisdom Wednesday. Again, happy Thanksgiving to our American friends. We'll be back again tomorrow for Toy Thursday with Johnny Tiger. For now, 晚安 and 再见.